Dr. Chukra here. Just getting out of the gym, and I thought I put a few thoughts together. If you hear any sniffling, though, I really apologize. I'm going to try to behave myself. There's been a lot of things happening in the world recently, a lot of unrest, especially with the constant bombardment by media and press releases with what's happening in Ukraine, the constant disruption of life that's happening, the chaos that's happening. It's unfathomable, unthinkable, and quite frankly, demoralizing. Just recently, I think it was just a couple of days ago, I was sitting pouting about how my life is, how bogged down I am with all the things that I have to do. And I saw this video of a lady in Ukraine. She'd seemingly had her house devastated by a bombshell. And as she came back to the place where she once called home, the place where she had engendered memories, and looking at it, you could see a unspeakable look of despair on her face. And she walks into the house and nonchalantly brushes the debris off of a few pieces of furniture and settles eventually on her grand piano as she nonchalantly takes off all the debris and the dust from it and opens it up. She starts playing this beautiful piece of classical music that really melted my heart. And I thought to myself, here I am in my place of freedom in a country that affords me so much freedom, so much beauty, so much opportunity. And here I am pouting about the things in my life which in comparison to hers are insignificant. And here's this woman who has just been devastated to a level where none of us can ever relate to. And here she was allowing something powerful to take hold of her natural emotions, to be hateful, spiteful, have this spirit of revenge. And I thought to myself, I want what she has. I really want what she has. And as I really thought about that, I thought, what this woman has displayed here is gratitude. Gratitude that allowed her to reset herself in a situation where most of us would be full of anger and hate. And rightfully so. I mean, she's done nothing. They've done nothing. And here they are being terrorized. But what I really want to talk about for a moment or so is gratitude, how gratitude allows us to have the power to reset ourselves, to reset our lives. Let me illustrate with a story. Just happened a few days ago. I was in my office, not a few days ago, actually a few months ago. I was in my office seeing a patient, we're having a great conversation talking about her treatment plan, and I hear a frantic knock on the door. It's one of my medical assistants. She comes in frantically and says that, she couldn't perform the test she was getting ready to do next door because the equipment she was running was malfunctioning. It wasn't allowing her to enter the necessary data and perform the test on the patient. And as she frantically goes on to talk about what's happening, I said, why don't you just reset the equipment? Just push the reset button, turn it off, and just reset it. And then she dashes off and she does the test. Now, as she takes off, now I'm anxious because I know the patient next door she's doing the test on. I know that this is an elderly lady. She can't drive. She had to have a family member take time off from work to bring her in to get the test. And so if this does not get done, this family member who's taking time off to bring her mother has just taken time off from work for nothing. Not only do they lose pay, but the inconvenience of having to reschedule them to come back to the office makes us look bad. So I'm sitting in here in front of this patient I'm with, and I am anxious. Eventually, my encounter with this patient ends, and she leaves, and I walk over to where the test was happening with the previous patient, and the patient was not in the room. My assistant told me that the patient had the test and left. So I asked, what happened? How did you resolve the concern? And she said, well, I did what you said. I pushed the reset button and the machine timed out, and then it came back on again. But then I realized I had to download a particular software update. And then after I did that, I realized that I was able to perform the test. And I thought about that experience and I thought, my goodness, if we had only reset the machine, that would have, for both of us really, alleviated the need for that anxiety, that anxious moment, that frustration back and forth, and also probably the frustration that the family member and the patient had, thinking perhaps that the exam that they had just traveled about a half hour out of town to come to our office to get the test done was for naught. So there was certainly that anxious moment for all parties. But the thing is this, I think that if that machine had been reset, all that would have been alleviated. Life is really like that too, though. If you really think about it, if we can hit the figurative reset button in our lives, we can eliminate a lot of anxious moments, a lot of anxiety, a lot of, to some extent, hatred, and some of the other things, emotions that we can harbor in our lives that are unhealthy. So back to this lady that I was talking about in Ukraine, she hit the reset button. Gratitude allowed her to just kind of reset, go back to the things she was grateful for. Yes, her house was in ruins. Yes, the place she had harbored memories was in ruins, but she was able to tap into something deeper, stronger, and be able to appreciate the moment. So gratitude allows us to reset, but it also, in the process of allowing us to reset, it allows us to become more of ourselves. It allows us to be able to tap into that which makes us special. I share another quick experience. Just a few days ago, I'd recorded a bunch of videos for my YouTube channel, and there was several. I think it was 7 or 8 videos that I recorded. I thought were just fantastic content, and unfortunately, I don't know how I did this, but I had mistakenly deleted the videos, not just from my phone, but also from iCloud. And I lost all those videos. So when it came time to upload, I was frantically trying to find these videos, and I couldn't find it. The natural reaction, which I definitely did, I pouted for probably over an hour. I couldn't find these videos, called my friends, who finally told me, hey, dude, sorry, you lost those videos. They're gone. You have to re-record the videos. And so I'm going to do that. But after I watched that woman, I thought to myself, man, I'm sitting here pouting over videos when I have my life, I have my phone, I have the comforts of life, I have freedom that allows me, I can go sit somewhere and record the dang videos. And perhaps not just record them, but make them even better content. Now that in my mind, I've been able to kind of process what I want to talk about. So what am I really saying? Am I suggesting that when life gets tough, that we try to be grateful, find something to be grateful for? Absolutely. So you say, okay, what's up with this pathologic positivity? Good book, by the way, Pathologic Positivity by Dr. Jenkins. He's a PhD. Anyway, am I suggesting that we find some sort of pathologic positivity in our lives when things go wrong? Yes, absolutely. Because here's the thing. If you don't, you lose the opportunity of becoming more. You miss out on opportunities which otherwise would have allowed you to have something special deposited in your life. You lose the opportunity to bless the lives of others. You lose the opportunity to bless your own life. You lose the opportunity of being able to see what life has in store, to reach into life and grasp that which is ultimately yours, which is yours for the taking. It says somewhere that the object of prayer is not to change the will of the Lord, but to secure for ourselves and others blessings that He's already willing to grant, but which are made conditional on our asking for it. Well, gratitude does the same thing. It allows us to reset, realize that which we really need in our lives, and grasp it. It's just waiting for us to take it. So the gratitude allows us to reset and refocus our lives and be of utility to others. So again, the message of this video is really to invite you at times when life gets tough and the tough doesn't seem to get going. It is important to realize that the first step toward becoming more of ourselves and manifesting the truest, fullest expression of ourselves, it starts with gratitude.